Okay, my friends. Well, welcome to class. I'm so happy to see you today. I encourage you, as always, to try approaching this class as if you've never done yoga before. No preconceived notions, no expectations. Definitely approach your body as this beautiful small child. Like, love it, be compassionate, be kind. Try not to judge. Just do as you can today and do what feels good. Thanks for joining me. Come on back. We're going to find a spot that feels sticky if you have a yoga mat that is preferred. If you have just a blank floor, an empty floor, that's better. Maybe a carpet or a towel, whatever you have works for me. Now you may want to grab today a little thin pillow, blanket, or if you have like a gardening mat, something to put under your knees. We're going to do our fair share of kneeling. Let's start by standing, and we're just gonna breathe a little bit, get you out of your work chairs, move our bodies. Let's take a big breath in, and you'll notice I'm swaying my hips. I'm just setting my feet down, using the edges, the inner arches. Stretch a little higher, and there's this huge beanstalk, invisible beanstalk growing above you. Let's climb it. Reach one way, reach the other, really reach. I have a little grabbing and pulling going on, which is really nice if you open and close your fist as you've started your wrist warming. Let's take some breaths together. In through your nose, and at least the first one or two. Take a big open mouth sigh. Keep climbing that beanstalk. It is never ending. At least one more big open mouth exhalation. And one more breath cycle, but if you feel like you need to stay somewhere, do that. Continue climbing your beanstalk or your gym rope or whatever you're envisioning above your head. And if you need a little lean to the other side, take it. Come back to the center, clasp your hands behind your low back. Now that rock we just did, let's do it forward and back. So you'll lift your heels, soft landing if you can. It's okay if you flopped. Lift your toes towards your shins. You see my toes? Try to lift them up. Press down, lift your heels, shift back. Lift your toes. Now, can you really push the heel of your hands together here? Feel a broadening happening in your chest. And as you move, let's breathe in and out through clasp, through our nostrils, unless you get extra hot, then you can exhale through your mouth. We may need that trick for core. But when you're ready, yogis, we're gonna breathe in to lift our heels and out to settle them back down. For the last three, can you lift the whole ball of your feet? Maybe you have to alternate. Maybe you can just lift and then soft press back down. Using your breath. Oh, one more. Big in. Full soft landing out. Let your feet melt down. Whew, that gets warm fast. Do something funky in your legs. Shake them out. Sweep your arms forward to me. Press stop signs to me. Let's set our feet down softly. Feel your four corners. Flip your fingers to the floor. Press the backs of your hands to me. Four corners of feet, the ball, the top and bottom blade edge, and your inner heel. Stop signs, flex. Press away, backs of hands, really push. Let's give them another clasp, but we're going overhead, yogis. Press your palms to the sky, flip your fingers, and try to pull them all down towards your skull. Where are your shoulders? Did they do this? It's okay, relax them down. Be soft with your body. Bend your knees, come forward, keep that press, and watch my back. We're gonna round into angry cat here. Now, as you inhale, yogis, try a baby cow. Press your tail back, head back, fingers scoot back a little bit. Exhale, angry cat, roll. Rise to cow. Did you hear that breath I just did? Big exhalation for angry cat. Inhale, really strong opening of the front body as you find your cow. One more, keep your thumbs and your pinky fingers pulling down towards your skull. Keep flexing in your wrists. Big breath opening, big belly opening, and release arms. Whoo, give them a little shake. Make a fist down low, and let's just stir the pot, moving our elbows and our wrists in a big circle. Can you go the other way? Awesome, feels really good. All right, let's get them shaken out low beneath your shoulders, and we're gonna do a little spin. Get your upper body and lower body warmed up here. Hands low, but shake them free. They're super soft. Lift left heel, spin to the right. Lift right heel, spin to the left. Now, as you do this, Your movement comes from your core. We're beginning a little series of ragdoll movements. So notice how your upper body is just kind of flinging, yeah? Really effortlessly. No control. You might even get a little funk as it hits your body. Yeah, that's nice. That means you're not forcing anything with your arms. You're just letting your upper body be super carefree. Take your eyes down, past the trail of your fingertips towards the floor. So we begin a little rounding in our upper backs. What a beautiful way to release tension in our backs, or maybe invigorate them and energize our spines. Now, since we're moving so fast, we're going to slow down our breath. Let's take an inhale. And when you feel ready, an exhale. Try a couple more like that. Big exhalation. Are we able to slow it down even a bit more than our in-breath lasted? Final time, yogis. We're going to come to stillness, but not quickly. So as you exhale, just start to slow down your pace. It might be a few more swings until you're still. There's never a rush. Beautiful job. Reaching all the way to the sky. Let's begin those ragdoll rolls. I'm just going to show you from the side. You'll bend your knees, tuck your chin. Allow your arms to fall. Tucking chin more, allowing skull to fall, rounding and rolling all the way to the floor, like dead weight, just hanging so heavy here. Begin the roll from your low back. Pull up, roll through mid, upper, shoulders, neck. Skull rises, shoulders stack, and then the arms lift overhead really soft. I really love these beautiful movements. Can you connect an exhale with your soft ragdoll fall? Sometimes when we're working out, let's say, you're lifting weights or, I don't know, whatever your favorite exercise is, you're probably going to have a really braced core and a neutral spine, a little low back arch. So in yoga, it's nice to express ourselves in all these different movements, finding lots of movement in all directions today through our spines, hoping to relieve low back tension. Let's take that big, lazy, ragdollish fold and hold, hanging on down low. Tense your fingers, yogis, and just lift your body halfway. Take a little pedal with your knees, bend and straighten alternating legs. Do you feel that great swish in your low back? Find a little sassiness in your hips here. One more big breath in. When you are ready, roll to rise. Last bit standing. I promise we'll get to the floor soon. Clasp hands behind your low back again, and wrap around your left side body. Oh, feel your right shoulder. Okay, let's feel more. Right leg, a big giant step back. Notice my feet aren't touching. Big wide step curtsy. Tip left. Oh, do you feel your right hip? Yes, let's get more. Lift your left earlobe. Toss it over the left shoulder. Now, what do we feel? Right side of our necks too. If your whole right side body could smile, it is cheesy grinning right now. Take a big, beautiful breath in, possibly tick-tocking your chin, maybe a little down, a little up. Be really careful here. You're in a big stretch. Move as you know best for your body. You want to close your eyes. It's really nice to block out stimulation. Might give you a little balance challenge as well. Let's come back bit by bit. Eyes forward, foot on steps, arms unhooked, and they reach back. Now palms face one another, yogis, thumbs down. Switch that, thumbs up, palms up as you rise. Tap your pinky fingers together overhead. Palms down. Can you tap your thumbs behind your low back? Palms up, pinky finger tap. Beautiful, one more time. Just a little release for our shoulders. When you get back to the top, release your hands with a big swing and clasp behind your low back, but switch, my friends. All 5 fingers over by 1. Feels a little unfamiliar. Great. Wrap around the right side and go, when you feel your left shoulder. Big curtsy. Sorry, fellas. I don't know what you'd call it that's more masculine than a curtsy. So we have to stick with that. Big step back. Lean to the right, opening your left side hip. Right ear wants to take a big old lift over the shoulder. Come as high, earlobe from shoulder, and as far over as you can. Soften your jaw. Breathe into your left side of neck, all the way down. Make that grin really big. Coming out piece by piece. Eyes, toes, hands, open. Thumbs down, palms back. Swim thumbs to the sky, palms up. Little shoulder rotation, internal rotation as we sweep down. External rotation as we rise. Got it? Good. 2 more. Thumbs in, any breath. Thumbs out, any breath. Try one more, just like that. All right, so here's where you're gonna need that little cushion maybe. If you have a very hard floor, come down to your tabletop as slowly as you can. So you'll notice I like to take a little stroll first, just a little movement. Then I just ease my way down, as little hands as possible. We're gonna come into tabletop to begin some cat-cows, and then I have a whole bunch of fun planned for us. So I do ask that you put soft things under your knees so you're willing to stay a while. Let's stack our hands under shoulders, knees under your hips, and draw your navel up and in, yogi, so that as we move through here, we have support for our low backs. Wide fingers, wide webbing, and all 10 toes tucked under. Let's shift back a little, pulsing hips to heels. Warming up into our calves. Do you feel your thighs pushing into your calf meat? Oh, so good. It's like a little massage. Pressing through the bottoms of feet to open our toes. Let's go the other way, a little forward. If you're being daring today, really strong in the wrists, your shoulders may be a little in front of your wrists as you pulse. Good? Feels nice for the wrist, doesn't it? Really awakening them. And as we shift back to center, let's flip our right palm. Still stays down, but our fingers will spin any new way, whether it be side, diagonal, or all the way back to your right knee. Let's try some cats. Exhale, round up into angry cat. Just like our standing posture, friends. Inhale, down into cow. Shoulders pull down from ears as tail and crown pull up. Exhale. Inhale. Now the same on the other side. Let's swivel our right fingers back forward. Swivel left finger somewhere new, and as soon as you're ready, and exhale, roll you up. And inhale helps you open the front body. Feel like blinds opening in between your ribs and in your pelvis and hips. Make space. Big exhale sends all the dust away. Really gonna get in there. All right, come back to center, please. Take a little swish side to side. I like to crunch elbows towards hips, a little wiggle before we move on. So with this wiggle, we're gonna incorporate this. Give it a little push and pull of our ribs, okay? Let's spin both hands at the same time in a new direction. We're gonna exhale into angry cat, plain version first. Now we push right ribs right. Navel down, left ribs left. Roll back to the center. Swap your direction, yogis. Eyes to belly on your cat. Press ribs left. Cow, eyes up or forward. Press ribs right. Round again. One more each way. You are welcome to swivel your hands back somewhere that feels a little more natural if this is too challenging for your liking. Okie dokie. Let's come back. Belly flat and strong. Fingers forward. Let the tops of your feet fall and sit right on your heels. Okay, yogis. Grab onto your right knee. Shift your weight back. See if you can lift your right knee. And it's okay if the answer is no. You have that energy, you have that intention to get there. I've shifted my body back. You're starting to stretch the front of your shin and ankle. Really important for our next tabletop. Put that one down. Same with your left. Maybe you can grab it. Maybe you don't need to grab it. You just shift back. You try to lift that knee. Breathe into the front of your left ankle, top of your foot. Step back down, and if it feels really good, you'll shift both knees back. I can't reach mine, but if you can hold the kneecaps and pull them back. Just sitting heavy back here, hovering knees and shins off the floor. This one takes practice. Do not get discouraged. Little bit often makes a habit. Small moments, many, many, many times. We got it going on. Let it fall. Shift back to table. Either tuck your toes under or tap the tops of your feet. Both are very restorative after that one. Sometimes you might want to go like this too. Woo! Because that's tough stuff. All right, yogis, reach up your toes for me, please. You're in tabletop. Hands are normal, right underneath your shoulders, fingers forward. Hover your knees. Notice how low. I'm hovering. You can't even tell, right? I'm not here, right? Just an inch, maybe two above the floor, working into our core. That's one of the most often yoga requests. Can we have a little core today? So yes, I read your minds. I knew you asked, even though you didn't really ask. My gift to you on this very lovely Friday. Have you been breathing? Let's keep breathing. You feel your thighs, right? Good, good work. Thankful to be alive today and be able to feel our thighs. Good for us. One more breath of opportunity to strengthen, to warm your body. Take it, yogis. Release your knees. Oh, man. Let your tops of feet fall flat, child's pose. Turn your palms to face the sky. Let your wrists have a moment to just relax. Good work, gang. All right, we're coming back. When you feel energized, come back to your table. If your wrists are feeling really tired, always feel free to use fists, knuckles down. Fists for wrists are super strong. Toes are tucked again. Let's add on a little hamstring curling. Knees hover, you're in hovering table. Also known as turbo table. I'm sure you can feel why. Very turbo feeling. Right heel to butt. Great job. Tap your right toes down. Keep hovering. Left heel to butt. Tap left toes. Trying that 3 more times on each side. Squeeze, release with a breath. If you need to, you hamstring curl with kneeling tabletop. We've got 2 more. Let's squeeze. Soft release. We saved the best one for last. Give me a big, big squeeze. Tap. Left leg squeeze. Release. Downward facing dog. Stretch out your hamstrings. Tuck your toes, yogis. Roll your toes over. Let one leg, knee bend, and tap onto the top of your toes. Just get a little stretch. Roll them back down. Bend your other knee. Tap onto the top of your toes. Get a little stretch. Really want you to try that because I want you to get used to having some weight and having the tops of your feet on the floor. Try again. Bend one knee. Land on the top of your toes. Straighten that leg. Bend the other knee. Land on the top of your toes. Just kind of push around a little bit. Feel what that feels like. Does anyone have an idea of where we're headed? All right, let's try. Roll forward. Find tabletop. If you guessed top of feet table hover, you nailed it. You ready? Tops of feet are flat. No tucked toes this time. Flat feet. You're lifting your knees back into that hover. Are we good? Listen, you can always come back to toes tucked. You can also kneel. Coming right back to hamstring curls. Right heel to butt. Tap down. Left heel to butt. Squeeze. Tap down. Right. Tap. Yogis, for the last 2, we're making a change. Right heel to butt. Push that leg straight away behind you. Just to hip height, no higher. Right heel to butt. You're still hovering if you can. Toes tap down. Left heel in. Push away. Just hip height. Squeeze heel to butt. Tap down. 1 more each side. Breathe. Opposite breath. You can do this. Holding our breath is easy. We want to make ourselves very strong. It's hard to focus on breathing. Heel. Tap toes. Child's pose. Let out all that heat. That's a great time for an open mouth exhalation. Palms turn to the sky. Flutter your fingers, yogis. Make a couple fists, and then fling your fingers back open. Fist open, just to give them some relief. 1 more big breath while you hold here. All right, let's come to kneeling on our shins, not tabletop this time, kneeling, heels on buns. Bringing the backs of our hands flat next to our thighs. If that doesn't feel good on the floor, do it on your thighs. If that still doesn't feel good, you can use your side body. Moving around a little front to back, relaxing your poor wrists. They work so hard. Coming back to neutral, take your palm on your side, if possible with fingers facing your armpit. I'm going to show you up close. Right arm rises and we'll tip over, side body stretching. Fingers face up as you do that one, yogis. Try to get a really big stretch this way. When you feel good on that right side opening, let's try left side. Right hand falls fingers up if possible. Left arm to sky. As you lean, this helpful hand is just pushing your hips right on over. Okay, come up to the center. Arms clasped, knuckles overhead. Soft shoulders. We're just going to do a little tick-tock side to side. So if you like a good guessing game, any guesses as to why we might be warming up our sides? Do you think it has something to do with a little side core work? Oh, we took our mind off our core for a second. Are you ready to kick it back into high gear one last time? All right, my friends, come on down, hands down. Tabletop again. It's regular toe top tabletop this time. Hovering our knees. And if you don't understand, just watch me for a second. We're gonna lift the right knee to tap right tricep above the elbow to the wrist, tricep, wrist, and release. Same thing on the left, okay? Our goal as we move through yogis is not to lift our hips or sway in our hips. We're gonna try to stay really low and strong. Let's begin. Use an out breath. Right knee, right tricep. Right wrist, tricep, wrist, tap down. We're only gonna do 4 total. Left knee, tricep, wrist, tricep, wrist, tap. And again, ready? Exhale. I like to start with an exhale. As low as you can hover as you work through these. Tap your toes back down. Rock back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, breathe here. Widen your feet left to right. Find a really stable, strong foundation, and then sweep your right arm behind you. Are you able to reach, yogis, past your right hip? 3-pronged down dog. Now, if that doesn't feel good, move your left hand straight in front of your skull before you attempt. We're gonna reach back and just give our right wrist a little shake around. Come back down. Same with the left arm. Reach back next to your left hip. If you feel unbalanced, you can scoot your right hand right in front of your skull. Give your left hand a little shake up there. Hands back down to regular down dog. Lift your heels. Take a roll forward, a roll into plank. Rolling through the spine one more time. Let's lift from the low back, mid back, upper back, roll, down, back into dog. Forward, heels begin. Slow articulation through your spine, shoulders over wrist plank. Lift again through the backside, push to dog. One more, let's do it. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, all the way back, downward facing dog. Tap toes together, we come right back to kneeling. All right, today, yogis, watch me first. We're gonna take hands back where we just wrist stretched, but then tuck our right foot right under our nose or behind our nose. And you'll hover your body down over that right foot. Come with me. From your kneeling, bring your right foot forward. Step it underneath your nose or just behind. Okay, now we're rocking forward and back, but as we do, try not to let your right heel rise. What are you feeling going on? Hopefully something. What we're aiming to feel here is back ankle, Achilles tendon, maybe into the bottom of your feet as well. Stay strong, pressing that heel down as you rock and roll. Take another breath or two. And on one of your forward rocks, spring your body forward, step the right foot forward. Maybe wiggle your left leg back. We're coming to half split. Shifting hips all the way back. And taking our time, leisurely stretching into our right hamstring here. Soft in your right knee. Long in your nose. Pull it past your toes. Yogi's choice of where your hands are, very supportive or challengingly unsupportive. Just have fun while you're here. Be curious. See what your body likes or what your body needs. A couple options you can do to really love on this is a little tick-tock in your toes, a sway in your hips, because we like to smile, carving out this half moon or smile shape. Or you might like to twist to the right side. Now that you feel really chill and stretchy, challenge back on. Frame out your front foot. You really want to have your hips pushed back for this one, yogis. Your chest lifted as high as possible, so my fingers are tented to accommodate that. You can also come to fists or palms if you need to. Point your right toes. Try to lift your right thigh. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Lift your foot off the ground. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, squeeze, 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 and 1. Shift back forward half, split into low lunge. We're gonna try again with pulses, yogis, but take a second to release. If your quad got really tight with that effort, give it a little thumb massage or maybe a little knuckle massage. When you're ready, we're doing it. No playtime this time. Let's go to hard work. Point your right toes, activate your quad. Even if your foot doesn't lift, think strong. When you get your leg lifted, 8 pulses up, soft down, try to hover at all times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift back, half, split to low lunge. Knees side by side in child's pose. Lift your knees a bit, crouch, push up, downward facing dog. Right leg rises, take a stretch away. Bend your heel towards your butt. Open your hip more by peeking out under your right shoulder. Come back to center, 3-legged dog. Toes tap down in dog, and we walk our fingers back towards our big toes. Roll to rise. You're coming to full standing for a great reason. We're going to stretch out that quadricep. What do you say? Heel to butt. Grab a hold. Notice how my knees are together. How can I get more out of this? I'm going to take my pelvis, whoosh, tuck under. Tail came under there. Align knees and push kneecap down. Possibly even kicking into your bottom right leg. Yeah, that feels good, right? Oh yeah, left arm might rise. Just an option. Tip with me to the right. Keep that whole low half switched on. One more big breath in. Beautiful job. Back to the center. Float left, fingers down. Release right foot softly. Take a ragdoll roll. I like to breathe in to start. Let everything just really loosely melt into the floor. Finding your forward fold, my friends. Halfway lift on an inhale. As you exhale, land back to fold and drop to your shins. We're kneeling again. As soon as your butt gets on your heels, hands wide, step your left foot forward. Now remember when we do this, we want knee and toes to be behind our nose if possible. That feel more into the calf and Achilles tendon, right? Great. Now, once you get your foot back, we really try to keep our left heel on the ground. That's the challenge. We start this rock. Oh yeah. I love the rock because when you go forward, you feel the big stretch. And when you come back, you have that little smush of your thigh and your calf together for a massage. We're just looking for sensation here, yogis. Remember that not everybody feels everything the same way. That's why we're beginners every time we practice. We are just curious, compassionate, and kind with whatever we're experiencing. Let's get one of these forward rocks to release our leg. Forward rock and just step forward. Toe heel back on your right leg if you need to. Coming from this low lunge into half split, hips back towards your right foot. It's playtime. You just do what you feel good doing. Maybe that's perfect stillness. 5 breaths. I know you gave me the side eye on that last quad stretch, so I'm trying to make it up to you because we're still friends, right? Take a couple more. Movement is great. As long as your breath is moving, that's the most important thing. You might like to play with lifting fingers or reaching them somewhere completely new. Pointing or flexing your left toes or other options you can do, aside from the ones I mentioned on the other side. 2 more breaths, my friends. Don't do the same thing the whole time. Explore something different. When you're feeling ready, here goes the strong. Let's get ourselves set up, literally up high, belly from thigh. Bring your nose towards your toes, point your left toes. Take a big in breath here. Gather up your strength. Remember, I am strong. I am determined. Tell yourself that right now. As you exhale, squeeze your left heel up from the floor. Squeeze through your quadriceps, 3 seconds. Open your left toes, breathe. Relax your face. Toes down, shift forward. Woo, take a release into that lunge. Holy moly. That's so hard, isn't it? We're gonna go stronger. Come on back. Even if we have the intention, yogis, to squeeze this quad, we're doing it right. If you can get your leg lifted, 8 pulses. Make space between your belly. Point your left toes, and on an exhale, squeeze your leg to hover. Try 8 strong pulses, purposeful, full of breath. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift forward, slow landing. Let your left leg come back. Ooh. Move around a bit. Tuck your toes, hover, scoop your hips high to downward facing dog. Maybe you walk the dog for a second and try to swish out that tension. When we get really strong, we feel that burn. It feels like tension. It's just strength growing, yogis. Well done. Left leg rise high. Heel to butt. Fan your knee open. Yawn gigantically in your hips. Maybe peek out under your left armpit at me. When you come back to 3-legged dog, drop your toes slowly. Take as much time as you love in any posture, yogis. Let's walk our fingers back towards our toes. And as you ragdoll rise, we're going to grab a hold of the top of our left feet for a beautiful quadricep stretch. If you're getting a hold of your foot, we do everything I cued you on the other side, but sometimes it's hard to get our foot, right? That's okay. We still keep reaching. We go for everything else. Tuck, align knees, maybe even lean. Can do it all. It's just a little harder if you don't have a hold. Pure, amazing moments of pleasure after all that hard work. Beautiful job, yogis. Okay, come back to center. Let's get a little flow on, shall we? Arm down, foot down. Big, beautiful breath in. Extended mountain pose. Let's lift off our heels. We've been very tame so far with our balancing, so let's add a little fun in. Try again if you fell down like me. And as the legs fall, keep the arms, lose the shoulders, relax them down. Lift your right knee, big breath in. Turning to the right side, arms fall to shoulder height, archer twist, like you have these beautiful big archer bow and arrow type arms. Looking towards your back hand, your right hand. If you can spot it, close your right eye and spot your thumb with your left eye only. Little deeper twist activation required for that trick. Come back forward, re-rise through the arms. Press your arms and foot behind you, airplane pose. Proud chest, very lifted in your chest. Chin tucks, yogis. If you touch the back of your neck, there's not a wrinkle in sight. Rise again, big lift to the sky. Inhale. Meet me here, I'm proud of you. Give a little stir of your right foot, swish it around. Archer twist again with the option of extending your right leg. Toes may be on the floor the whole time, no worries. Come on back forward. Keep your leg extended if you can. Last sweep behind you, airplane pose, push. If you encountered some turbulence in your balance, take a breath in to steady yourself. Remember, you are safe. As you breathe out, what can you do to feel more at ease, to relax here and to elongate? Rise and shine, big knee lift, same leg, you're almost done. Breathe more fully. As you exhale, float everything down. Whoa, guys, shake out, especially your grounded leg. It gets super warm, right? Give it a shake, roll your toes, do a funny little jig over here, whatever that would be. Great, let's move on. Arms rise, inhale. Whenever you feel loose and ready, shoulders, beautiful. Would you like to turn your pinky somewhere new this time? Feels a little different, right? Awesome. Left knee rises. Let's get our hips under control. They're square. We're feeling strong. Toes are free and happy. Archer, twist to the left. As you twist, your navel on up is moving. Hips and knees are staying steady. Eyes looking for your left thumb. And if you are successful in finding it, close your left eye and spot it with your right eye only. Back to center. Bring your arms to shoulder height. Sweep everything behind you. Airplane pose. Feel wide. Feel really open in your chest. Feel wide in the webbing of your left toes and both hands. Take another big breath. Inhale, rise back to the center. We've got that knee lift coming. Don't worry about your wiggles, yogis. Extend your left leg, soft shoulders. Try not to grimace at me. I know this is challenging. Arch your twist to the left. You're welcome to always stay with option one with that nice bend. Through the center, sweep back, airplane push, push, push. Turbulent skies, aren't there? Find your relaxation into your stretch, chin tucks. Body strong and long, breath very determined to reach toes, fingers, and hair follicles on your skull. Rise again, last one, big breath in. As you exhale so softly, no noise as everything touches the floor. Then I know you use your muscles, good job. Woo! That's a moment for a woo, isn't it? Shake out, shake free. Everything you can do to be silly, loosen up the legs, the arms, your back, whatever feels a little tight and strong, let it go. Let's move on again. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, melt back to forward fold. Let's get a flow on, yogis. Right leg steps back. From here, bend your left knee, rise to high lunge. Pausing for a moment, bending and straightening your legs, just finding your way into a lunge that feels like you've sunk into something that you love. A jar of peanut butter, a hot tub, hot sand, your covers at night. Just sink in and be like, oof, I love it here. One more, big breath in. Beautiful, big breath out. Let's make this a warrior one, shall we? Back foot falls completely. Bending into your left knee. Your back foot, if you have a clock under your hips, is at the 10 o'clock. Toes are pointing out, pressing through blade edge, lifting through inner arch. Very strong engagement through core. Ribs aren't flaring forward or in, or long in our spines. Hold opposite forearms, elbows or wrists overhead. Shimmy your shoulders down. Take a tip to your left. Come back to center. Round forward like an angry cat. Chin to chest. Press your forearms to knee. Rise and shine. Pull back like a cow pose. Belly forward, tail, crown, and forearms back. Through the center we go. Cat again. Roll forward. Last one here. Rise long and strong, belly in. Tip left. Press through that right blade edge. Really good job, yogis. Come back to center. Didn't that feel good? Arms rise. Back heel rises. Maybe you wiggle your foot out a little further. Fingers float down over your left foot. One on either side there. Press on back to down dog when you're feeling ready. Give yourself a wiggle, shimmy around. There are never any rules. Always intuitively moving as your body needs. Next inhale, let's practice that ripple forward, heels rise. Pull it up from the core, move the low back, mid back, upper back, shoulders. Knees may drop. Chaturanga, elbows hug our body as we melt into the ground. Pressing toes way far back, rippling again through our spines, yogis. Low half anchored down. Palms may tent or they stay flat. Chin tucks, we roll back body to the sky. Look forward and release. Chin tucks. Back body rolls up. Look forward, open your throat, and release. Twice more. Let's use our entire foot left to right, pressing down to help us lift even higher. If you're tented on your fingertips, pull them towards one another for strong wrists. Melt completely, press back, child's pose. Finding a restorative movement or stillness for your low back. And when it feels a little looser after all that strength building, toes tuck, hips rise. Right leg rises, big, beautiful breath in. As we open our hips, keep your legs straight this time, yogi. See if you like that. A little different, right? Take it all the way around, this straight leg, all the way around to your right pinky finger. Are you able to step for wide, very long, pyramid pose? Bend your right knee into wide lunge, also known as lizard lunge. Back leg steps forward. Let's find a little squat. I love a good squat. Now you drop your hips wherever you like them. High, low, somewhere in between. Feeling kind of like a frog today. Feels nice. What we want to find here is an open chest. Deep openness in our hips. Breath, joy, most important part of the yoga practice. On an exhale, press palms, turn heels so they're right behind the balls of your feet. And we rise on an inhale. All right, let's toe heel together. Try that on the other side. You can bend and bounce, whatever feels good. Inhale. Shoulders. Maybe fingers turn somewhere new. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, release to fold. Left leg takes that long lunge back, finding that lunge to begin. And we're just gonna soften in here. So let's bend our knees to rise. Straightening your legs, and remember, you're sinking into something. Maybe on this side, you wanna release your hands as you release your hips. Like you could levitate on the most comfortable mattress in the world, and then one more. Let's just prime our hips for some action. All right, when you feel good to go, let's land our left foot, the back foot completely. So if that clock is there, now you're facing about the 2 with your left toes. Bend your right knee. And the forearm grab overhead. Did you land the same forearm on top? Can you flip it? That's a brain buster. Feels super weird, huh? Weird is so good. We love weird. Let's step out of our comfort zone and get into weird. All right, soften your shoulders. It's a little awkward on this side, yeah? That's good. Something new. Lift your chest. Belly in, long in your spine. Tip to the right side. Strong foundation. Inhale, come back to center. Cat, angry cat forward. Press your forearms to me. As you inhale, yogi, stay tall for a second. Lift your forearms. And then open back into cat. Tailbone behind you. Pulling your skull back. Come to center. Exhale, forward, angry cat. Inhale, roll to rise. Tip to the right. Inhale, come to center. Stretch your arms to freedom. Woo! Release your shoulders. Let your fingers fall. Frame out your right leg. Lift your back foot. Push on back, yogis. Let's find our down dogs together. And take a whole bunch of really amazing breaths in here. Let's rejuvenate our bodies. Feel super joyous. Just kind of dance around in your knees, your hips, your shoulders. Shimmy, shimmy. Shake it out. Take a little time here to shake out your head. Shake your head no, as in I have no time for your nonsense. Or maybe you're saying no with no guilt. No to something that you really don't want to do. Let's give that a yes. Soft nod, yes. Losing more neck tension and just affirming what we set into motion there. Well done, yogis. Let's lift our left legs together. Big breath in. We're going to keep it straight if that's comfy in your body. And pull it open, straight leg. Opening your hip, maybe a little peek out under your left armpit. As you exhale, how straight can you keep it? Are you able to tap it right outside your left pinky finger? Trying to square our hips here, feeling this super wide, super long pyramid pose. Bending the left knee. This might take a bit of maneuvering. I usually have to walk my hands forward or wiggle my right foot back. We're going for that wide lizard lunge for a sec. When the moment strikes, step your right foot forward and find your yogi squat, a new yogi squat. So if you always come here, like me, come here. Ooh, it's hard. Come here, wherever. Find something that feels exciting, unfamiliar, change-making. So good. Big breath in, I know you can. Way harder up here. I'll use flexibility over strength any day, my friends. Forward fold. Ooh. Toes straight forward, right in front of your heels, please. Let's roll ourselves to rise. Take a big, beautiful stretch to the sky. Holy cow, that was hard stuff in that squat. Release your shoulders, arms open, very wide, thumbs up, palms forward. Lean to the left. Try not to touch your wall. I want you to try to balance here, and then lift your right leg. Okay, here's what I want you to focus on, your outer hip, okay? is in a second, I'm going to show you while you're standing so you know what's happening. But we're going to work on warming up our outer hip. So while you pulse there, eyes on me, but keep your body pulsing in star pose, okay? Here's where we're headed. Forward fold. We're going to shift our weight into our left outer hip and get that rise through our right leg. Hey, maybe we'll even do a bunch of pulses, but at least we'll try to rise, whether you're halfway lifted or folded, lifting out through that outer thigh. Stay strong for 4, 2, and 1. Release. Shake out. Give me some funky dance move. Is this like salsa? I don't know. I think they use a lot of hips though. It sounds really fun. So it's kind of what we do in our yoga shakeouts. Big breath to the sky, extended mountain. Forward fold. From this forward fold, yogis, you're going to have more space if you lift halfway. So do what's best for you. Shift your weight into your full left foot. All 4 edges are being used. I tent my fingers for extra space as well. Try to lift your right foot out to hip height or lift an inch off the floor. Do the best you can. If you have 8 squeezy pulses in you, let's do it. If your grounded hip is on fire, you are part of a very strong team. So is mine. I bet you so are other people's. 2, 1 foot down. Give a little swish. Bend your knees, swish your hips. As you come to the top, roll to rise. Something very silly, but really useful, hands to hips, and we're just gonna take them for that little cruise. I do circles, but then when I find something, I'm like, oh, it's good, stay here. Yeah, you're gonna need it. Maybe switch directions, stay where you need it. It might be your hip flexor. Usually it's that grounded leg, right? Nice work. All right, let's go again. Don't be scared, I've got you. You are strong and you are determined. Thumbs up for yoga? Nice. Okay, reach to your right, yogis. If you just hit something, move away from that a little bit so you've got room to move. Extend your left leg out. Start some of that pulsing. I won't leave you this time, I promise, because now you already know what's happening. So the more you stay lifted through your left side, the more you feel. Yeah, outer thigh, obliques, all the things we warmed up earlier. 3. We're gonna have time to shake, don't worry. And 1, soft release. What do you need? Can you do a sillier dance than before? Release your arms, shake out, and when everything feels good, let's try. Big breath in. Final challenge for today. All the yummy stretches coming next. Forward. So you decide how wide your feet are, how lifted your chest is. I do recommend tented fingers to give you space. All 4 corners of right foot very active. Lift your left leg to hip height. Can you go for a few squeezes? Blade edge of foot towards the sky. A little up, a little down. If you're pulsing with me, let's try 4, 2, and 1. Great job, yogis. Land your foot softly, roll to rise. Oh boy, that's hard on the hips, right? Okay, well done, because I know you're sitting a lot at work, so we're getting a little deeper into our hips. Do these very silly hip circles. It feels so amazing. And when you find something that needs a little extra love, don't forget, stay, breathe, linger and love on your body. Both directions, yes? Okay, kudos to you, good hard work today. Let's find our way down in something that feels nice. So I'm just gonna bend my knee, land, always trying to use less hands to get down. Moving ourselves into pigeons. Move around a bit so you can find a place to lean your hands back. Bring your knees to the sky, feet flat, and move your flesh out from under your tail and sits bones as you windshield wipe. Okay, so I just took a peek at the time and I lied. We are gonna do pigeons, but I'm not gonna do it for the crew that has to leave in 3 minutes because you'd only be able to get one side in. So we're gonna do some other hip stretches first and then we'll end in pigeons. My bad. All right, yogis. From this swish, let's bring the soles of our feet together, our knees wide. Scoot all the way back, hips away from ankles this time. So you've got a really big, wide diamond shape here. Just gonna take some time holding onto our shins and push down on our inner knees, maybe our inner thighs, maybe our calves, whatever feels good. I like to hold with my hand, push with a forearm, and then kind of push away with the other hand so you feel a little bit deeper. And if your knees are really high because your hips are tight, it's okay. But if they look like this and you feel really unsupported and you definitely can't lean into them, put some pillows underneath your knees. Support yourself. That's why we're here. Love and support with every breath. If you found something interesting, you might linger for a minute. All right, come back to the center. Pull left heel closer and right shin in front, or if you like to stack, lean back, let your legs do the work, stack your ankle over your knee. Scoot around, and once again, if we're here, put something so that your knees can go, oh, that's nice. Thank you for the support. Beautiful, arms rise. Twist to the right. Holding on to the floor with right hand, give yourself a little boost taller. Try to catch your right knee with your left hand and lever yourself into this beautiful, loving twist. Center when you're ready, lean back. Maybe you shake your legs in between. If you're ready, right leg will come closer, left shin in front, or perhaps stacked. Give yourself that scoot around in case any flesh tucked under your bones that might feel like it's being pinched. Arms rise, big breath in, soft shoulders. A melty type twist to the left, very soft. Left hand is your sitting tall booster button. Right fingers against your left thigh or kneecap are your leverage. A little guidance, a little assist around that corner. Eyes back forward when you're ready. Lean your legs back. Now, if you're leaving, you're definitely going to take a little shake, maybe a tick-tock, maybe another windshield wipe. And when you're ready, you'll round the corner to table, roll yourself back to crouch, fold, and rise. If you're leaving, namaste. For those of us that are staying, here goes pigeon. So we're flat again with a wish and a wash through our wipers. As they fall to the left and they feel pretty good, let's situate ourselves over there. We're going to come around the corner with no hands, so your legs are wide enough in this double bend knee pigeon that you feel like you can really swivel. And we're going to take our fingers to the crown, well, not our crown, our shoulder head, excuse me. Lift and lengthen very tall and take tiny twists to the left. We're going to reach off into diagonal pigeon today. So this little twist is a big helper. I like an exhale every time you twist if that works in your body. Let's try inhale. Exhale. As many more as you enjoy. If you're feeling ready, we'll release the arms. And if you'd like to extend back leg, this is a great time. Take a peek back. Make sure it's kind of between your cheeks, not poking off on the diagonal. And we're going to try to take that diagonal, speaking of, over to the left side. Our diagonal reach that we just worked on. Lay our bodies down off to the left side. Alternate option, instead of just laying down, you could make a prayer. Palms would press, right elbow under right wrist, and we twist up and around towards our left elbow. Wherever you are, my friends, let's enjoy two more. Coming within, slowing down, coming home to our stillness within. Breaths. At the bottom of that exhalation, start to rise a little bit so you can walk your hands forward. Let your body fall back to your left cheek and swing your right leg back around for another set of swishes. You might not need this. You might just rock right out into the other side. Go for it. I like a little cleanse in between personally. But when you're ready, we'll take that double bent knee pigeon version so you feel very wide and supported. You don't need your hands. Just kind of prop yourself up here. Let's tent fingers on our shoulder heads and lift our elbows high. Take a breath in. On an exhale, twist right, just a baby twist. In. I really love when we're crunching or doing something very active like this to use that open mouth exhale. It feels really effective, doesn't it? Let the fingers fall. Adjust your back leg if you want. We can send it straight, toes tucked or untucked, and then fall forward. But today the option would be off on that right diagonal. So we can just drape our bodies very cat-like over the back of the couch. Or potentially, if you want a big twist, yogis, left elbow under left wrist. Give yourself a high five for a prayer twist. Try to tuck your back toes on that one, and it'll help you scoot your body deeper into that right side twist. Now remember, we're not here to do the hardest thing. We're here to do the most important thing, to connect with our bodies and breathe. As important is checking in with our bodies and really honoring our intentions, not trying to be like super twisty yogi of the year, just doing what your body really needs today. That might mean seated the whole time, breathing with your eyes closed. That's great. Let's walk ourselves back to the center. As you roll to rise, prop yourself on your right cheek so you can swing your left leg back around. I just love that move. Feels a little ninja-like you're gonna sweep someone's leg out. Very un-yoga-like, of course. But we're gonna take another cleanse of our hips. Let them feel happy and free. Chest lifted, sides long as you do this. And on one of those, land and roll the corner. We're gonna come to our tabletops, tucking our toes. Finding that crouch, knees rising, thighs pushing onto our calves, and if it feels great in your body, rising to dog. Do so when you feel ready. Let's roll ourselves to so slowly rise, reaching for one final extended mountain pose, huge lift. On an exhale, palms press. Make a connection at your heart center. Thumbs find your heartbeat and bow to your thumbs in a gesture of gratitude to your practice, yogis. So grateful that you chose me to spend this very precious time with. Thank you for allowing me to lead your practice. Thank you to our amazing community that keeps us coming. Congratulations on being more strong, balanced, centered, hopefully more confident, more content, feeling more whole and perfect as you should feel. My light honors yours, yogis. Namaste.